Oh man, oh man, have I missed this. Hello, my name is Shadow Gallade, and welcome back to KCC Season 4. This is Week 1, and we are fighting Coach Trey and the Houston Obelisk. This takes me back, and I can finally say the thing I've always wanted to. My team's on the left, his team's on the right. Oh man, it feels good to say that again. But we can't just rest up. We got a powerful build to play against today. Look at this. They got the Utopia Zexal weapons, the Lyrilusk, Harpy's Featherstorm. Lyrilusk on its own is a deadly deck. Simorgh exists by one card. Ancient Warriors, I don't know, and I'm too lazy. The main thing that concerns me here is Effect Veiler, because if he draws that at the right time, he just shuts down our draft. So we'll have to play carefully. Here's our game plan. First up, the Luna Kaiju Unchained. Look at these beauties! Now, since it is the first time of the season, I will go over these decks, so this one's going to take a bit longer than other draft or plan recaps. First off, 2 Abominable Unchained Soul. This is your main summon off of the regular Unchained monsters, and you can just... if you hard draw it, it's not that bad, because if a card, period, is destroyed, you can special summon it. Now, it's not as good with Santa Claus and Cosmic Cyclone running around, but it's still very powerful, and it is a quick pop if you know what to do. 3-Dimensional Shifter. So here's a fun ruling. When the Unchained monsters get destroyed, they don't have to go to the graveyard, they just have to get destroyed to trigger their effects. So, in theory, you can theoretically run this and make your opponent not be able to play the game. I burped. Next up, 3 Luna. This is the main card of the deck. On normal, it adds another copy of itself, and it can basically bounce a monster for free, and if your opponent doesn't have another, they can't do anything about it. Like, say, a Kaiju only you have access to. Pretty good stuff right there. Speaking of, 3 Gamma Seal and 3 Jizukiru, they essentially only exist to make sure the opponent can't play the game. Pretty standard stuff. Next up, 1 Unchained Soul of Disaster. This, unlike Abominable Unchained Soul, you do not want to draw this, but it is still good to summon, specifically on your turn 2. You don't summon this turn 1, you only summon it turn 2 or 3. Next up, the regular monsters. 3 Aruha does not eat up your normal summon. 3 Rakea can pop itself as a quick effect, mostly to get out Abominable Unchained Soul. 3 Sarama, which can act as retrieval, and actually keeps you on the field. 3 Abomination's Prison, just to search everything out, and mostly get retrieved by Sarama. 3 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. This is the best card in the deck. It's a dark hole, it can search out more Kaijus, always run these. 1 Mind Control. The extra deck monsters, as you can see, require 2 monsters, including their respective monsters, the archetype, or Link monster and his Abomination. So I felt it was appropriate to run 1 to break boards. Next up, the traps. 3 Abominable Chamber of the Unchained. Pretty much a free reborn from the graveyard, though let's be honest here, you just run this to destroy it. Same thing with Escape for the Unchained, though it's a nice, Ballista Squad. And finally, 3 Torrential Tribute, because it is the best card of the format currently. Always run Torrential Tribute. Next up for our extra deck, Olivia the Sea Dragon to retrieve stuff, a BLS Link because it's generic, Borlo Dragon, Topologic Bomber Dragon, and Topologic Zeraboros because these are all generic. Yes, Borlo's generic this season. We moved the Borals out of Tier 1 and into Tier 2. Into generic, and just made the best Borals stapled. The Link monsters, 3 Unchained Abomination, this is mostly your killer. The Red Doggo, which is bad, and the Blue Doggo, which you always end on. For our side deck, the Super Anti-Kaiju War Machine Mecha Thunder King, I had to memorize that. This is mostly just an extra Kaiju, should I feel like it. 3 MST to destroy our own back row, plus we can get rid of the opponents. 3 Poisonous Winds to deal with the opponent's wind decks. 3 Prohibition, it's Prohibition, and 3 Warrior Elimination. Next up, Speedroids. Now this is a fun deck. For our first 3 cards, 3 Gamma Seal. We're not running Jizukiru or the Dark Hole in the main deck, but we do have them in the side. 2 Ghost Mourner. It is the best hand trap in the format. Always run one if you can. 2 Primitive Butterfly. It's a free wind booty on field. Same with Red-Haired Hasty Horse. Although be careful of column placements. I learned this the hard way. 3 Car Turbo, free wind on the field. Dendaiko Duke, always foolish this if you can. It is a free reborn, essentially, at least for tuners. 2 Double Yo-Yo, as you can search this and reborn it off of the link. A Fuki Mudishi Piper, I'm bad with names, someone's going to call me out for that. It's a free search if special, and you can always just banish it from the graveyard to modulate levels. Pretty fun stuff. 3 Marble Machine, it is a Stratos on summon. 2 Red-Eye Dice, this is your main thing you summon off of Take Tomborg, which can modify your levels for either Crystal Wing plays, Clearing Rider plays, Crystal Clearing plays, etc. Rubber Band Plane is a free special on field, very nice. 3 Take Tomborg is a free wind, as I said, and it gets you a tuner for free. 1 Terratop, I wish I could run more, but regardless, run the one copy you can. 3 Wind the Wind Medium. This is just how you search your wind monsters, and it is good. Finally, for the spells, 3 Speed Recovery. It is a reborn, and it can get stuff back from the graveyard. Now tell me this. Where's the once per turn? 2 Speedroid Scratch. This is basically another way to get Terratop, though there are plenty of scenarios where you don't want to draw this, so I opted to only run 2. 3 Speedroid Wheel at the cost of a discard. You always, at very bare minimum, get a Red-Eye Dice, which is very good. And finally, 2 Speedroid Duplicate. Not perfect, you mostly just want to... You don't really want to search this off the level 3 Synchro, but it's good to run regardless. Next up for the extra deck, 1 Clearwing Fast Dragon, another option to end on, and something to go into with High Speedroid Clearing Rider. A standard Clearwing Synchro Dragon, can dominate depending on the matchup. A Crystal Clearwing, very nice boss monster, is a background negator and essentially at least a 4K towers. A Speedroid Shanbara, it is a nice thing to make and it can retrieve stuff from the Banner Zone. 2 Clearwing Rider, this is something you also want to end on. You could not, but if you want to end on this, it's essentially a free Clearwing and Fast Dragon whenever you want. 2 Chord Blaster, the goal of the deck is to turbo this thing out. It retrieves its stuff from the graveyard, it allows you to keep going, it is a synchro tuner if you're into that kind of thing. Always run this, it is great. You can also search the back row, but you're more concerned with extending plays, though you can search it once in a while. 1 Hagoita, it is a free special from the graveyard, always run 1. A Kai Drake, this is just nukes the board if you feel it's necessary, and it will come up later in the season, probably. 1 Puzzle, it's a free name, and it can always clear out games a la Cowboy. 1 Martial Metal Marcher, because it's a meme. And 2 Rubber Band Shooter, this is an amazing extender. That being said, it is also a huge, huge choke point. If your opponent stops this, the turn could potentially end there, though the deck is versatile enough to make something even with a negated Rubber Band Shooter. For our side deck, the Kaiju package in 1 Jizukiru, 3 Kaiju Slumber. The deck's not really meant to be slow and go with a Jizukiru package. However, having the Gamma Steel on board does help. Next up, 2 Doom Dragon, mostly for stuff like Primitive Butterfly and Red-Haired Hasty Horse. 3 Foolish Burial Goods to dump stuff like Speedroid Duplicate and Kaiju Slumber if you wanted to go there. 3 Kaiju Slumber for previously mentioned reasons, and Prohibition plus Warrior Elimination. Next up, Trains. Now we got some jank in the side here, but I think it's good. First up, an Exodius, the ultimate Forbidden Lord. This can make for a level 10 in the pinch, and while not a machine, it does help you get to Super Dora and Q-Stop Max. Next up, 3 Flying Pegasus Railroad Stampede, the best normal summon in the deck. It retrieves stuff, makes itself level 10, it is a 1-card Super Dora, or I guess Libe. 1 Gamma Seal. Note to future me, do not run 1. Because if you hard draw the Gamma Seal, then your 3-Ls become useless! Anyway, 3 Ghost Warder, always run it, best hand trap in the game. 3 Dairy Crane, great special summon. Just normal summon a Night Express Knight to get this. Jizukiru, this is the main reason I drafted Jizukiru over a different Kaiju. It is a level 10 Machine Kaiju, excellent card for the deck. 3 Night Express Knight, a free normal summon to get your things going. 3 Ruffian Railcar might cut down a little bit in future builds of the deck. However, it does search stuff in the end phase, and I don't know, you can cowboy the opponent if you want to beat that guy. 1 Skullmeister, excellent generic hand trap. I'd probably run more if I could. In fact, I probably will in future weeks. 3 Bullet Train, 3 Special, nothing to say here. 3 Dark Hole, Kaiju Slumber, for previously mentioned reasons. Limit the removal to overkill the opponent. 3 Revolving Switch Shard, this can essentially, at the cost of a discard, search any of your rank 10 machines, mainly Night Express Knight and Dairy Crane. 1 Special Schedule, it is a Monster Reborn for your high-level machines. Upstart Goblin, because it's Upstart Goblin. 3 Urgent Schedule, this is essentially 2 free monsters turn 2, and can easily make double-headed Anchor Knuckle, which can lead to double Libe setups, or just a Gustav Max into Libe. And finally, 3 Metal Reflect Slime. It's a 10k booty. It's level 10. Nothing really much to say here. It's jank. Might run fewer of these in the future. Next up for the extra deck, Ghost Mourner is a tuner, so I figured we could run some Black Roses in case we really are desperate to make them, like say reviving a Ruffian Rail card, normal summon Ghost Mourner, and nuke the field. Some rank 4s for the sake of them, Castell and Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, in case we are desperate to break boards, and we do have a special urgent schedule in hand. 2 Super Dora, if you go first, if the opponent makes you go first turn 2, this is perfect to end on. It's a 4k towers, so it'll likely survive. 2 Gustav Max, it can inflict 2k and can go into Libe. 2 Libe, this closes out games. 1 Ancient Gear Ballista, it can clear a pathway for Libe to just go ham. The BLS link for obvious reasons, and double-headed Anchor Knuckle, because it is a free extender. Next up, 3 Anti-Kaijus, same reason as an Unchained. Need some water, I'm talking too fast. 3 Foolish Burial Goods, mostly just to dump Kaiju Slumber, so it's not as good here as other decks. 3 Poisonous Winds to kill the Wind decks, and yada yada yada, Warrior Elimination Prohibition. I can personally promise you, no deck recap will be as long as this one. It was only this long because it was week 1. Regardless, let's get right into the games. But first, I need water. Holy crap, my throat! For our first match, we have against Lyrilusk versus Unchained Kaiju. And right off the bat, we both didn't draw amazingly. We did draw some Unchained names, but no backup to go with them. And we did draw Dimensional Shifter against an Xyz deck, so not quite as good. Regardless, our opponent opts to go first, which is fine by me. And they merely opt to set 2 and pass. And I'm hoping for some back row here, but I just draw a Gamma Seal, so I also have to set 2 and pass. And the top deck Cosmic Cyclone will keep them in the game. However, there isn't too much they can do. They can really make Anima and summon Kinkabayo, but we Dimension Shifter to try to disrupt their plays, only to realize it's an Xyz deck. And with that, they get the Bird Call, so they have full combo. Fortunately, we are able to summon Abominable Unchained Soul and get rid of their Crackdown, which will come in handy later, if we didn't stop it. And with that, they now have summoned Cobalt Sparrow and have full combo on field. This is the strong side of the deck. It is able to essentially recur its resources endlessly. We opt to link off in the Blue Doggo, which might prove to be a mistake later, and they Bird Call, and with that, they are off to the races. Soon. Not quite yet, though. I decide to Gamma Seal their stuff and pass turn to link off their stuff during the next main phase, and they use Manhunt, forcing us to use it nice and early, hoping to save it for a combo enabler, but whatever. Now we do have Torrential Tribute, and I'm gonna wait for them to flood their field so we can get some good stuff going. Just like that, they are setting themselves right up for the perfect punish, and boom, they walk right into Torrential. Now we do try to get our Blue Doggo back, but they Schoolmeister us. No big deal, a normal summon here could get us right back in the races, as their board is completely wide open, and we draw D-Shifter. Why D-Shifter? We could have swung for so much damage, we could have gotten so much advantage, and now they draw the best card in the game, Harpy's Featherstorm. This card is bonkers. We have to hit it next season. It is bonkers. Regardless, they are off making a Restless Starling to just search some stuff, and yeah, like I said, this deck has some nice consistency. You can swarm the field easily, though it can't play around Torrential Tribute. Regardless, look at this. An army of level 1 birds, another Restless Starling, and here's where the fun stuff comes in. Wait for it. Utopic Future and Utopic Future Drago. Reminder, this is Tier 1 Utopics. And I'd say it's well put to use here, as the deck could easily just make this. It is a free negate that can steal stuff. Fortunately, that means nothing to Kaijus. Now, while it can't be destroyed, we can still punch over his stuff, his Gamma Steel, for massive damage. And unfortunately, You heard that right, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, so I opted to just deal as much damage as I could. It is a monster in the gate, but there is no point in attacking into it if I can just attack over Gamma Seal. And with that, he just has more combo. Now, we just have a 200 attack Restless Starling on the field. It's not quite that good. Now, we do draw a Luna a few turns too late. Now, we do Jizakiro him here, and thankfully... Now, I do misclick here and accidentally attempt to steal back Jizakiro, but he actually chokes here by effects veiling us. Now, we do take extra damage, thanks to the effect of Restless Starling, but thankfully, we are able to just steal his Jizakiro again next turn. And with that, assuming we play our cards right, we can win the duel here. Activate Luna, get another one for free, and we just steal back Jizakiro. Things are finally going in our favor, as long as he has nothing to deal with us in combo off. I shouldn't have said Kaiju Slumber here, and you'll see why. We do normal summon Rakeya here, dealing 1500, and we have no back row to pop here, though we can summon Abominable Unchained Soul, so that shouldn't be too bad of a problem. He activates Where Art Thou, and normal summoning the King Caballo, so we won't be taking 2k in the end step, unfortunately. Now, we're not too bad. He activates Bird Strike here, forcing us to fire off Rakeya early, unfortunately. Though we do get Unchained Soul, and there's the Feather Storm, negating all of our monster effects that turn. So, unfortunately, nothing good for us here. He's just going to make Ensemble Robin, and at this point, there's little help for us. We do have Jizakiro, but at this point, any normal summon beats us. Plus, he's still going to get his birds back. So there is not much left for us to do. Now, I would have Kaiju Slumbered here, but guess what? There are no Gamma Seals left in deck because I hard drew them all! Now, fortunately, he is afraid of us having some kind of cool back row, even though it's just Kaiju Slumber. But he's just going to opt to do that. Normal summon Skullmeister, and he wins game 1. Alright, so going into game 2, we opted to side in the anti-kaiju, and opted to let our opponent go first to break their board. And now this is a great opening hand. A kaiju, an anti-kaiju, double searchers, and Sarama. What could go wrong? Well, let's see. They're going to activate Bird Call, and guess what they've already drawn? They've already drawn the best card in the game. So unfortunately, they do have full combo here, though they also do have another way to search Bird Call, as well as making Restless Starling for even more searching. Now, while he may not have DD Crow, he can still just search some more of his birds to spam the field, make another Restless Starling, and you know where this is going. We've been here before. Searching out Barrow Canary, summoning Barrow Canary, summoning Celeste Wagtail, making an Ensemble Robin, making Utopic Future, and Utopic Future Drago. And look at that, we also draw Luna, but the Feather Storm kills us. Now, while it can't stop Kaijus, we can still use Prison to search Sarama, making a bluff for next turn. And while we all negated on Luna, we can at least kill the Ensemble Robin and bounce back Jizakiro next turn. I have not set Abomination's Prison for future use, for the sake of using it with Sarama. However, he's still trying to kill us, but we will shotgun the Luna here and get our Jizakiro back, because we do like to keep our Jiz in our hands. No one take that out of... Please do not take that out of context. Anyway, he has more combo here, bringing back the rest of the Starling, and probably going to make a third one for another future Drago. Actually, no, I got that wrong. He's going to make some more Bird of Sovereignty, and he has the very fun and balanced card. And he makes Utopia Roots here with Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds. Chew, if you're watching this, I hate you. Now, as you can see, Utopia Roots is going to negate the attack. We can't attack Stormwinds because Utopia Roots will negate it. Bird of Sovereignty means we can't just blow up its Barrier Statue. This is what birds do. This is the full power of birds. I should have played Speedroids here, but I didn't think he'd bring this out first. I don't know what I was thinking he would bring out first, but I wasn't thinking. Regardless, we do get rid of Utopia Roots, and we do, in fact, get to live, in theory, this turn. The problem is we don't know what to do, although we do have some great stuff in hand. We do have Sarama, we have some stuff to bring back and pop, we have Jizakiro, we have the Anti-Kaiju. We can do this. It's all a matter of how we play this out. He's gonna make Ensemble Robin, but that's fine, he has nothing negating us. We do live on 7, and in theory, we can do this. Oh wait, no we can't, never mind, I got it wrong. Well, and that's game 1. This next part is sad. For our second match, we are playing Speedroids, and we are going against the The brickiest deck in the world, Simorgh. Oh my gosh, look at this. The useless field spell, Featherstorm, Wind, a nice Searcher if we can get something, but one off Simorgh of Darkness, and Effect Veiler, which is good, but not good enough. Let's begin. We do opt to go first. Actually, no, he managed to set one and pass. My mistake. And with that, we are off to the races. Red-haired Haste, of course, Takatomborg, Speedroid Wheel to get a Terratop and Marble Machine. No effects, but we do get a Rubber Band Shooter. It's going to Effect Veiler us. Pretty unfortunate, but we do get the Takatomborg offer a Red-Eye Dice. And unfortunately, I forget that they can only target Speedroids. Okay, no big deal. We do still get a healthy chunk off. We have a Kaiju and Ghost Mortar in hand for whatever he wants to throw at us. And he draws the Sky Battle! Oh my gosh, and he just surrenders. Yeah, not a fun game. Game 2, and oh god, the bricks! Reminder, Darkness is a one-of. Crackdown's good, Darkness is useless. Feather Duster, which doesn't matter, we don't play much back row. Fearsome Fire Blast, but nothing to use it on. And Effect Veiler, some good stuff, but not good enough. Anyway, right off the bat, we opened pretty well. He's gonna set one and pass as usual, and we are off to the races with some good stuff. No special red out hasty push, summon Marble Machine to get our double yo-yo for the sake of Link. And we wheel again for 5, and unfortunately, I forget about Columns and kill the red-haired Hasty Horse, and he is going to Effect Veiler the Rubber Band Shooter again. Fortunately, if we could just do this again, we're going to make double yo-yo here, and we are going to revive the Terratop. Great stuff. We have Takatomborg here, and we're going to link it off, or not link it off, get rid of it for a Red-Eye Dice, turning Terratop into a 2, making the Cork Blaster. This re-summoning our Sacred Materials, using Red-Eye Dice again to turn it into a 6 for a Clearing Synchro Dragon, at which point we make Crystal Clearing using the Cork Blaster, and we have some powerful stuff. We can negate whatever he wants to do. Now this one, he draws Featherstorm, and he is going to Manhunt. Now I think he's trying to bait me with like a Dark Hole or something, so I decided to let it go through. And with this, we have a 5k Towers Crystal Clearwing, and he revives our own Clearwing, which might just be a problem. Any auto surrender. Yeah, not the best thing ever. This is why you don't play bricks, kids. Okay, let's just agree that last match never happened, and on to game 3! For our third round, we are both going into this with 2 wins and 2 losses, and he is opting to play Zexal weapons, where he's drawn Hope. I love Hope. Anyway, that's enough of Nagito for one day. We are playing Trains in the hope to just slam our faces into him. Right off the bat, he's going to combo off hard with summoning a Zexal Sage, summoning Arm Sage, making double, and going into... Oh yeah, opting to search the Rank Up Magic Zexal Force along with the Tornado Bringer, and just comboing off using Astral Hope, making Leo Utopia Ray. It is a quick effect negate, making that thing as strong as humanly possible with 17.5 negates, using Number Protect, summoning Utopic Sage for another Zexal weapon, Zexal hoping into Leo Ray, and look at that, equipping it with a Lightning Blade. Pretty powerful stuff here, but nothing we can't deal with. Right off the bat, we opt to Gamma Seal his stuff and summon. Not much we can really do here. Now I probably could have Kaiju Slumbered here, but unfortunately, remember what I mentioned earlier about hard drawing your one-off Gamma Seal? For future reference me, run multiples of these things. It's not that good, and he has exactly game. Alright, game 2, and he has opened the best card in the game. X, he's changed tactics along with Goblinberg. The funny thing, now we opt to let him go first because we are playing Change, and he is off to the races, getting so many, oh so many cards while just drawing way too many cards, and then making Utopia Dragner. And with that, he can't really do much, so he has just got a Second Cyclone and pass for summoning Hearth Earth Dragon. Not much we can do there, so we're going to Gamma Seal him here, mostly to get rid of Utopia Dragner's effect. And with that, we are off to the races with a Ruffian Rail Car, Urgent Schedule. I am going so fast I can't see myself. And with this, we are safe to not get OTK'd by ourselves. We're going to summon double Anchor Knuckle, but he opts a Cosmic Cyclone, our thing. That is fine. Now, had I made Gustav Max here, we would have had game, but I was afraid of his back row. So, my bad. Regardless, we deal a whopping 3,800 here, and we do get our stuff back during the end phase. So plenty of recoverability for next turn, and even summoning our Thunder King in defense mode, getting some nice stuff back. And he's going to Exceed and Trust, as we just get rid of our stuff here, so we have nothing in attack mode for him to abuse. And there's Dragner, but with not much he can do, he'll just surrender. Alright, game 3, we have a chance to do this, and our opponent opts to let us go first. Yeah, not much this deck can really do. Yeah, he's going to counter Cyclone or Kaiju Slumber here, so no searching, and he is off to the races with every extender he could ask for. Now he does get to search his rank up magic strength to the Zexal weapons, summoning Astral Hope. And with that, just more searching, even getting Exceeds Change Tactics, so he is just free to have fun. Making a Leo Ray, Exceeds Changing Tactics one more time, and he's going to be down to 2,000 by the time we get there, Copium. Now we do opt to steal his Sage for more protection, and how much can that really take us? Regardless, he is going to Summoner Monk, and here's what I think he was going to do. He's going to overlay these two for Utopia, and then use a second Summoner Monk, but I'm not letting him do that. No more combo, so we're just going to Ghost Mortar him. And he vanilla Utopias, but he has no double or nothing. Regardless, he has the rank up magic to make a second Leo Ray. And look at that, he is just drawing so many cards. The amount of pluses you're able to do, it's just disgusting. And then finally, Dragner, so we can't just train OTK him. The perfect deck to counter trains. Makes think how things could have gone. Regardless, not even our Dark Hole will do much to him. And as we attempt to kill ourselves, we do just that. We have to just punch Leo, knowing he's going to make our attack 0, and we just concede. So, not our finest outing ever, but hey, it's not the worst way to go out game 1, or week 1. Only being -1 differential. Pretty good. Overall, I think we could have done better, but the main thing to keep in mind is 1, keep column placements in mind for Red-Haired Hasty Horse, and play more than 1 Gamma Seal. Regardless, I will see you guys week 2. This recording session heard my voice.